Hi, I'm Hazel. It's almost Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, and this morning in fact, marks the end of the Crucible of Storms Mythic World First race. Big congratulations to the EU Guild Pieces for their Mythic uu'nat kill this morning. Probably this afternoon or evening for them, time zones, but supposedly, I was reading, took them 731 attempts, which was pretty similar to the attempt number by other guilds in the World First race for this one, and I think that's like the longest lived boss, at least attempt-wise, since Kil'jaeden in Tomb of Sargeras. And that was like this whole ordeal that really raised the question of how do we get raiders to treat themselves humanely during World First races, so tough boss. Supposedly, they extended their lockout, which actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because it's only a 2-boss raid, you're not really getting gear upgrades that will help you finish it by re-clearing, so probably a good call. For me and my guild this week on Heroic Crucible of Storms, we did not kill any new bosses, and that's because there's only one left, and apparently it's a tough cookie. We got further on Heroic uu'nat. I think we have our strat sorted out. We have been burning the boss and ignoring the ads in Phase 2, and then cleaning them up right before we go into Phase 3, and that's been working pretty well. We had a 10% pull, but that was as good as we got, so hopefully next week, fingers crossed. This raid in general, I feel, is a little tougher than usual because you're not getting better gear week after week. You really just have to use what you got and get better and do better and not just let the fight like nerf itself over time as people get upgrades. I'm just glad we're not stuck. I also encountered a weird bug that I had never seen before while raiding last night. So it was the middle of the raid night and things had been going fine. I was playing Shadow, I was doing my thing, and on this one poll, I couldn't void erupt. It just told me you can't do that yet when it had been working fine a minute ago. And I reloaded my UI and that didn't work. And I quit and reloaded the game and that didn't work. And it would just not let me void erupt, which is a fairly significant part of your rotation. And the only thing that worked was actually rebooting my computer. It wasn't an add-on. I tried disabling all of those. It was very strange and I will probably never really know what happened. In the 8.2 PTR this week, Nazjatar has been added. I haven't been yet, but I am very excited to go. And the Mechagon Mega Dungeon is available for testing too. So at some point, I'm going to try and put together a PTR group to do it before it comes out so I can get my guide footage in time. I will let you guys know with like a tweet or a Discord message or both, or like a stream or something when I'm planning on doing that, because I will need help, but not quite yet. With the PTR rolling along, I thought that this would be a good time to make some new 8.2 patch release date predictions, and I am staking my fork in the May 28th train, because that feels, it's like 3.5 weeks from now, which I feel like is the right amount of time given that we just got Nazjatar in the PTR, but everything's mostly coming together, but just needs like a little more time to cook. Plus, that does fit in with like the whole spooky 77 days thing. So maybe, I thought I didn't believe in that, but maybe I do. If that turns out to not be the 8.2 release date, I would guess that it would be earlier than that, like 1 week before that, and not really later. I don't see June. I think that's too far. But no official release date yet, so we'll see. In Live WoW this week, the Children's Week holiday is up, and as the name implies, that runs for only 1 week, so if you'd like to get the new pets, then make sure that you get that before the event ends. The quest lines don't take very long, and the pets are pretty cute, so I recommend it. I had a bit of a dumb moment when I looked at the in-game calendar and realized that Children's Week is only 7 days long, which makes sense, like I said, because it's Children's Week, but for whatever reason I thought it was 2 weeks long. Although if it was 2 weeks long, they'd have to call it Children's Fortnight, and I think that whole word's just done now. Coming up for me, I will be on the Dark Moon Herald podcast this weekend. That is Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time on their Twitch stream. Very much looking forward to that. And then this afternoon on my live stream, I have finally finished my Zandalari Troll rep. So I'm thinking of on the stream doing the unlock quest line and then creating and hopefully getting a little bit of leveling done on a new Zandalari Troll alt. That'd be kind of fun. Questions from this week. Melk and Abby ask, are you planning any pet battle videos to go with the latest pets that have or will become available in the latest patches? So as far as pet battles that are already on live servers that I do not have a guide for yet, I would say don't hold your breath, the odds are low. But for new stuff that's coming out, like there's a bunch of pet battles and tamers on Mechagon and Nazjatar. I haven't decided yet. It's going to kind of depend on the time that I have available, but what I want to do is one video for each fight showing the fast and easy version. So not necessarily a 2-pet leveling version. I'm not even sure if 2-pet leveling works on these new ones, and even if it does, I think I have trust issues as to whether that will continue to work forever given what happened with the BFA launch ones. So instead, what I'm thinking is just doing guides with like the team that I'm going to use every day that's just like minimal input, hard to mess up, fairly easy to get pets roughly, and then, you know, just like fast for World Quest use is kind of my plan, but plan loosely because there's a lot of them and there's not a whole lot of time. Sam asks, any suggestions on gear or products to get for someone, me, who wants to start streaming, good webcams, microphones that won't break the budget, videos you can suggest for beginners, thanks. So for videos, I am very out of the loop. I tried to go back and find the ones that I watched when I started, but it was a long time ago and they're gone now. But for gear, it really depends on what budget you're trying not to break. That's going to be different for everybody. Logitech for webcams and Blue for microphones are brands that I trust to make a working, reliable product that have budget entries, or at least entries at different price points. So what you pay for is going to be mostly what you get with those. I would say start with not spending any money and just set up a stream with what you have, like your gaming headset, whatever. Just like work on the free stuff first, kind of like learn your way around OBS, make yourself some graphics if you can. So just kind of get in the swing of it. And then when you're ready to buy some equipment, I would say the microphone is more important than the camera. So more budget towards the microphone. And then for the camera, like find a lamp in your house if you have one, and then drag that over and try to get yourself like lit a little bit. Like even a good camera is not going to look good if you're just sitting in the dark. So that is my beginner streamer tip of the day. Dave asks, have you ever played more than one of the same type of character at the same time? I'm thinking of making a Lightforged Paladin, but I already have a human one. Think it might end up being repetitive. So my big era of multiples of the same class was the end of Warlords of Draenor. I had 4 max level Resto Druids, and they were all set up for the same thing. I was using all of them for rated arena, just at different MMRs. Like I had a main, and then a high alt, and then a low alt, and then the drunk druid for playing games late on Saturdays. So the thing for me that kept those alts interesting was having a defined purpose for them. The other time that I had a lot of the same thing is I just like making priests. I made the Void Elf priest when I thought I was going to switch over to Void Elf, and then went back to my gnome, but I still have the Void Elf. And the thing that makes me feel better, at least about having dupes of those, is that those alts are for mount runs and like farming and stuff like that. It's totally fine to me to have like 30 alts that I'll never play, as long as, you know, they're around for me to use whenever I want to set everybody up for my next mount run. So I think having a purpose for the alt, and that purpose doesn't have to be like a full-time character, but if there's something that you want to do that would be made better by alts, like maybe you just like pet battles, you want more pet charms, a second paladin would be great, because then you can have another character leveled up that can go and do the world quest again. So it doesn't have to be for like everything. Seraphim asks, have you ever thought about making a behind-the-scenes video where you show some of the steps you go through in your process? So probably not in like one big go, but like different parts of my process in different videos makes sense. When I eventually get around to doing the office tour video, I actually set a Patreon goal for that one, so that's over there. But when I do that, that'll be kind of like a look at not only what hardware I use, but how I have it set up. And then I could totally see doing different videos. Like I've been wanting to do one that shows how I edit the audio for my voiceover, for example, stuff like that. So in bits and pieces, but probably not like one big overall thing, because that would be long and not really for that many people. Urella's Best Goat asks, if you could vacation anywhere in Azeroth for a week, where would you go? I spent way too long thinking about this, and I think my first answer is assuming that we can fix the breathing problem and I don't have to be like wet and uncomfortable the whole time. I would want to go to Vashir so that I can like tour the underwater ruins and find some fish. Like I just want to go fish sightseeing. That's my idea of like a real cool vacation. The older I get, the more I start to realize that I don't think I really like traveling or vacations, and like a really nice vacation would just be like staying at home, you know, with like my cat and some plants and some WoW, which is like every weekend, so I guess that's bomb, but like, oh man. Other than that, Stormsong Valley, assuming the war is over, looks like a nice place to go visit. You've got like some good hiking, you've got some meadows to run around with your dog in, you can go visit the meadery and get like some artisan honey. You know, that sounds cute. And that has been my week. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have a question you would like me to answer on the vlog, leave it in the comments of the most recent vlog and include the word question. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.